For me, I have completed many, many ESP migrations in my short email lifetime. And I think for me, one thing that I appreciate the most is honestly just really easy UI. I love the ability to create a kind of automation workflow that I can see from a bird's eye perspective so that I can understand the journey that my subscriber is potentially going to go through. For example, I recently ran an onboarding journey in my past position at Invoice2Go, where we would often segment people based on country that they were in so that we could communicate different feature sets to them. And what would end up happening is they would go into different flows depending on the country that they were in, or again, maybe the feature they had previously used. And we would do that based on like a Boolean true or false split if they had completed the event that we wanted them to. So for me, I'm looking for clean UI. I'm looking for an integration with the CDP because I often lean on Segment to stream in data from our warehouse, and the ability to segment on both attributes and events in my work.
I'm going to go with something that if anyone from my team is listening, they're going to roll their eyes. They're going to be like, oh, here she goes again. And it is structured data. And I cannot stress the importance enough of structured data and automation. Like, you see too many software tools that you want to integrate back to your data set that don't offer structured data. And then you're left going, okay, well, even if I could integrate these two systems together, like this one doesn't use structured data, meaning like they use write-in fields or they've allowed like open text. Or maybe there's something that's happened historically in your CRM system where, they allowed for open text fields. And in fact, I worked with a company years ago that allowed source campaign to be an open text write-in field under the guise that like, what a great way for our salesperson to tell us exactly where it came from. But like, as a marketer, you can't do anything with unstructured data. You can't run a report through it. You can't understand what's working and not working. You can't run automations off of it. So I have a longstanding soapbox that Jen knows about, which is like, marketers absolutely must have a stake in the CRM's architecture for this very reason. It's all well and good for you to get something integrated to your CRM system and then to your marketing automation platform. But if the data is not architected in a way that it is usable to you as a marketer, it's a useless integration. And I truly believe that marketing deserves, I say, at least a 50% stake in every CRM install, especially for B2B, because you have to be able to say what fields should be drop downs, what should be pick lists, what is a lookup, how is that going to populate back to my marketing automation system? It's critical for success in automation these days.
Yeah, just to complement what Naomi and Natalie are saying, your automation platform needs to empower you as the channel holder, the channel owner. There are a lot of solutions out there that are too complicated and they require too much technical skill, and it's completely unnecessary. You shouldn't have people who are deeply, deeply specialized in so many different, very minutia type things just to get an automated campaign out the door. I should be able to do that with ease. And there are a lot of platforms that enable that today. So like nobody should have to know SQL in email marketing anymore. There's just no reason for it. Our tools should be doing that for us. We should be able to logically create strategies, implement them without super deep technical expertise.
I think the other part of that too, that makes me think, Jen, is like, don't do the Rube Goldberg machine of marketing automation? Like that just leads to technical debt. Sometimes I'll see the solution for something. And I used to work in an agency, so we would see this a lot there too, where people will like find the most complicated way to sync the data point from like A to B. And so instead of going from A to B, they'll be like, we're going to go to A, and then A is going to trigger D, and then D is going to slide into F, and then we're going to write F over onto G, and then G is going to trigger data point F, and then the email goes out. And you're like, okay, does it work? Yes. But like, there's a really great conversation. One of our Salesforce admins brought up this topic, and I think it's brilliant. And I've been thinking about it ever since he said it. And that is technical debt. And the question is like, are you creating technical debt? If you won the lottery tomorrow and you were like, hey, I'm done working, I'm going to go live on a beach somewhere. is the automation that you set up easy enough to understand or documented well enough somewhere that literally anyone can come in, look at it and go, oh, okay, this makes sense to me? Or is it going to be like a 6-month treasure hunt to figure out where you buried the treasure box of automations to keep this thing running? The simplest answer is probably the best answer. And I think that applies not only to physics, but also to marketing automation.